Awesome. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another Ideal Traits webinar. Here we have myself, Monica. I am the client onboarding specialist here, and I just wanted to thank everyone for joining. We actually have a special guest today, product manager Jasmine. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Jasmine. Yes, as Monica mentioned, product manager for Ideal Traits. Excited to be here.
Awesome. So we have a lot of good stuff in store for today. We are going to be going over mastering automated workflows, a new feature that we recently launched. So if you guys have any questions during the webinar, please feel free to use that chat feature on the left side or at the bottom of your screen, and we can answer chats during the presentation and make sure that those get answered. But let's go ahead and get started. All right, so some objectives for today. We want to make sure that we go over the basics. You guys are going to know how automated workflows work. We'll give you a step-by-step walkthrough as well, so that way we show you all the ins and outs of how to create one, and then exiting a workflow too. What does that look like once it's completed from the candidate's perspective inside of their profile? So we'll show you that too. And then we'll have an option for a live question and answer at the end as well. So that way we'll make sure all the questions are getting answered. But if you guys do have any during the presentation, like I mentioned, feel free to use that chat feature. All right, so first, let's go ahead and start going over the basics of automated workflows. All right, Jazz, so tell us a little bit about why we got this started and when it began.
So we launched automated workflows last June in its simplest form. Ever since then, we've been adding more to it. Probably one new addition to it a month, I would say, and have big plans for it this year as well. So more to come with it. And you can access it from your settings menu within your account, or if you ever want to upgrade to a different package, you can access it from the marketplace as well.
Awesome. And Jazz, why should people use workflows?
Yeah, so employers use automated workflows to accelerate their hiring process. It saves time and reduces their manual work by automating their some of those repetitive tasks, sending welcome emails, texts, things of that nature. Improves candidate engagement by ensuring timely communication with candidates, and enhances efficiency because it can be used as a filter to kind of progress qualified candidates based on a predefined criteria.
Awesome. And don't worry, we'll go into that in a little bit. Jazz is always giving us all the cool product names and such, so love it. Well, we do have a couple of different options as well. So we do currently have our basic plan, which includes one workflow. That is what everyone currently has within their Ideal Traits account. So it does come with up to 2 actions, and you can save it at any time. But if you guys are ever looking for more, looking to do more within the account, just add on a few different workflows. We do have a premium plan, which includes 3 workflows. The enterprise plan, which is 5 workflows, and the ultimate plan, which is 7 workflows. So just depending on to what you and your business might be looking for, we got different options for you. But what do you say we go in and show them how to use it?
Let's do it.
Perfect. So navigating to automated workflows. Like Jazz mentioned, if we do select that gear button in the upper right corner, you can then scroll down and select automated workflows. That will navigate you to that specific page and allow you to start creating one. From there, all you have to do is select the Add New button in the upper right corner. It might give you a prompt if this is your first time visiting the page, just giving you a little bit of explanation as to what workflows are. But in order to create one, all you have to do is select the Add New button. Awesome. Once that's done, you're then directed to create a name for that workflow. This should just be a general statement for what the workflow will be doing, if we're going to be texting new candidates, if we're going to be reaching out or archiving candidates based on their pre-qualification score. You can adjust the name based on what you'll be doing. Perfect. So what is a trigger? This is what initiates the start of a workflow. Think of it like as what has to happen in order for these candidates to fall into that correct workflow, right? So whether it's new candidates, the assessment is completed, you can change the stage. Some use it for video interviews when they're sent or completed, or if a candidate is tagged, just to name a few. Awesome. We also have options for delay. So what's a delay? This is an added action, but it has to be, this is added before an action. And this is because in order to complete a delay, we have to initiate it before that item happens, right? So after you insert your title, you click your first trigger, then you can insert the delay by clicking the plus button and add delay. You can select from the 30-minute, 3 hours, or 1 delay. Jazz, why would someone want to delay communications?
Say that, as soon as a candidate applies, they're already getting communications that are automatic sent from our system. So say you want to kind of re-engage them after 24 hours, you can send another email after 24 hours. That's a little bit more personalized, or follow up with a text message 30 minutes after they apply, kind of give them some time to get all of their initial communications that our system's already sending them. Those are just a couple examples, but.
Absolutely, yeah. Perfect. Now, what is a filter? So this is also added before an action as well. This is what determines whether or not a person should proceed with the following steps, right? Just a way of being able to filter whether they meet that criteria. So same thing, you can select the plus button, add filter, and then choose from the different filter options that we have. So for example, we have like when a new candidate applies, and you can filter by the position, pre-qualification score, company location, and the application history as well. Now, what is an action? So this is going to be what it's actually doing, right? What the workflow will perform. Very similar. Click that plus button and you can add an action. And as you can see from here, from this drop down, you can send emails, text messages. We can do a video interview to automate. Or if you want to send yourself a text message when candidates are applying, you can add that, add a tag, star ranking, or comment to a candidate's profile. So a lot of cool features. All right, so let's go ahead and do a step-by-step walkthrough. That was just a basis of it, but what I can do is let me go ahead and pull up my Ideal Trades account. All right, Jazz, can you see my screen okay?
Sure can.
Perfect. Okay, so like I mentioned, all you have to do in order to go to your workflows is click that gear button in the upper right corner. Like I mentioned, you will have to scroll down just a little bit. Here, we can select automated workflows. Now that we're here, this will show any and all workflows that we have previously created. But since we haven't created one yet, all you have to do is select the Add New button in the upper right corner. So, Jez, do you think that we should maybe do one for like if the assessment is completed first?
Is that what?
Yeah. Or we could do like a welcome. Yeah, let's do a welcome message actually. So let's do
new candidate applies. Yeah.
Welcome message. Perfect. So the first thing that we need to come up with is a trigger. Like we mentioned, this is what happens in order for the correct candidates to be selected into that. So for here, we will do when a new candidate applies. As I mentioned, then we just can select the hover over that plus button, and then we will do filter. So let's go ahead and filter by a specific position. So let's say if I only want to do this for my sales and my service reps. So we'll filter by that.
Will be really important if you're hiring for multiple different positions.
Right.
Also, like if you're hiring for multiple different locations, the filters would be very important here.
Yeah, great point. So then what we can do is we can add an action after that. And let's go ahead and send these candidates a text message. We do have different conversation starters that you can choose from if you scroll through our different options here. And once you insert, you can even edit it as well. All you have to do is just backspace, and we can say, complete the assessment emailed to you for further consideration. Perfect. Now that that's been added, we can then choose to, like we mentioned, add a delay too. Why not? We'll just click that plus, add delay. And what do you say? Wait, like 3 hours, you think?
Let's go 30 minutes.
30 minutes, perfect. And then once that's completed, let's also send them a custom email too. So now we'll send an email. You can select from the different ones. If you have custom ones that have already been made, you can select from those folders, or you can select from one of the pre-ones that we have already created. Select that email. And as you can see, it is now in here. So we now have officially created our first workflow. If you wanted to add more, you could still do that right down here, just depending on what package that you are currently in. But since this looks good for me, let's go ahead and activate the workflow. You'll have to select that button in the bottom right corner, but as you can see, once you do that, it'll give you the workflow details. This is just, again, elaborating what exactly is happening, what needs to happen in order for the right trigger, the right position, all of that good stuff. So it's just laying it out for you so that way you can see it. And then we'll select Activate Workflow. Congratulations, your workflow is live. So now as candidates start applying, as my job ad is active, they will then be funneled into this feature, and then they'll get those automated text messages and emails based on that qualification. So another one that we had wanted to show you, we'll go ahead and click the Add New button again. This one, let's go over qualified applicants. All right, so for this one, I want to do when an assessment is completed instead of only new candidates. I know that some agencies or businesses out there might have that struggle about getting candidates that aren't answering the pre-qualification questions correctly. So for this one, we can do when the assessment is completed. We can also add a filter by the pre-qualification score. So when you create a job ad, you get to choose up to 5 questions that candidates have to answer before they can even hit apply. And if you turn on the scoring, select the correct answer, our system will score that accordingly. So then what we can do is you filter by your pre-qualification score. Let's do greater than. And then we can do 79%. So if they have a greater than 79% score, and let's also do a personality result because this is only for my sales role. So let's do, they have a personality result. My top sales personalities would be closer, sales leader. Let's do persistent and salesperson. Awesome. So now that we have our filters created, we can then add an action. So let's go ahead and send ourselves an internal text message. What that means is that you will receive a text message. You get to enter in the phone number. Wait 2 seconds. Let me get my phone number. Whoopsie. I think I just lost my screen. Let's see. Give me 2 seconds. I'm not too sure where that one went. Okay, here we go. We're back. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we can enter in a phone number. So let's go ahead and do my line. Let's do 248 387 2717. Enter. That's okay. So then we'll also insert a variable as well. So let's say if you wanted to enter in the candidate's first name, applied for, and then we can do the position and meets your guidelines. Perfect. So now that this has been added in, then we can also add another delay still. So we'll click that plus button, add delay. What do you say we wait 3 hours for this one? Once that's completed, we'll then send a video interview as well. Then you can select from your video interviews. And there we go. Let's go ahead and activate this workflow and we'll explain it from the top. As you can see here, when a qualified candidate applies, this is only for the assessment being completed. For candidates that score greater than 79%, have a personality result of a closer, persistent sales leader, or salesperson, you, the agent, will receive a text message at this number that says the candidate's first name applied for blank position and meets your guidelines. After the 3-hour delay, we'll automatically send out that video interview for our sales representative position. Activate our workflow, and just like that, it's live. So now we have 2 here. And then if you're ever curious as to what they look like, you can always view the details. You can archive, pause if your hiring is on pause for that time, or you can archive from here as well, just to completely remove it. It'll ask if you're sure. You can then say, yes, I'm sure, and that one will be removed from the system.
If you ever want to test your workflows that you just created, you can always apply to your own jobs. Just make sure you are meeting any filter criteria that you might have set up on the workflow itself. But yeah, you can test it that way as always.
It's a great idea. Well, if there are no questions on that portion, exiting a workflow. So now we've went over what it looks like when we first create it, how it's built out, but what about after the next steps? So like Jazz mentioned, as you can see here, we can then view that inside of the comments and activity to view any notes about candidates going into the workflow. All you'll have to do is select a candidate's name and then select the comments and activity on the far left side of that candidate profile, right down here. Excellent candidate, very nice. And then once that's done, you'll be able to view timestamped automated workflow notes. So as you can see here, when the candidate first entered, they were emailed the application workflow. After they emailed, they were then sent the next step requirement. They completed the assessment, so that was listed here as well. After that was done, we automatically sent them the video interview for the CSR position. Candidate completed email after application workflow, and then our agent moved them directly into the next stage. So this kind of shows what it looks like when they go into and out of that candidate, or excuse me, that automated workflow from the candidate's point of view inside of their profile. Perfect. So that really concludes automated workflows. Any questions, or if you guys wanted to go over anything specific, we do have that open. So we'll go ahead and pull that up right now. We had a couple questions about settings like delay filter, allowed action. So if I delay, is it considered one action? So technically the action itself is just one, but yes, you can add a delay or a filter and that will not count towards the action. Can we have a recording of this, or do you have a PDF with screenshots showing how to do these? Yes, so you guys will receive a recording once this is completed. And then what we can also do is I will get a hold of my marketing rep and we can potentially add this to our help center as well. We do have articles currently inside of our help center going over how to build specific ones. Actually, let me just pull that up for you guys.
I was just going to say that.
Let's go to our help center. I got there by just selecting that help tab at the top of your ideal trait screen. And then from there, you can easily select Help Center. What we can do is it's actually this new second one right here, new automated workflows. And we have 5 different articles in here, all pertaining specifically to workflows. So we have an in-depth overview, troubleshooting, steps to creating them. This is probably the one that most of our agents will want to review, but we have some for creating an email and text message, a video interview, if you want to archive and tag, send rejection emails. All of them have a detailed list of what they look like and the steps to create it. Available for you. Awesome. How does the video interview work? Is this a system generated interview? So great question. This is actually an add-on feature located within the marketplace. Marketplace will have all additional available features. So I know that we use like a text messaging feature. Some accounts currently don't have that turned on, but if you would like to purchase it, you can easily add it here. Great way for being able to send messages to candidates, schedule interviews, or like how we're doing here, automating that beginning process. Video interview, fairly similar. This will allow you to be able to send a one-way video interview. You get to choose the questions and candidates will respond with a video of themselves answering, and that's emailed over to you to review at your earliest convenience. Once you have added that to your system, you click that gear button, we scroll down to video interview, and you can easily create interviews here. We can view them and then easily send that out to candidates as well. Great question. Can you use texting with the basic plan? Absolutely. Like I mentioned, if you guys, everyone on this webinar is all included in the basic plan. So you all get one free workflow with up to 2 actions. So if you have texting available like on your account currently, then yes, you can absolutely use it. And if you don't have it yet, no worries. Just go over to that marketplace option. We can easily add that to the system. And then that will now be added to your availability of being able to automate texting. The great thing
Oh,
about this is it's a month-to-month program as well. So if we want to put our hiring on steroids for right now, we can absolutely add this to the system. And then once our hiring has completed, just send us a chat, bottom right corner, and we can easily turn that off for you when desired.
I will say one of the things that you went over in that second workflow too was sending the internal text, and that does not require the SMS texting subscription. That is just included with your account, so you can text yourselves automatically for those notifications using
Awesome.
workflows.
Great explanation. Thank you, Jazz.
Yeah.
Perfect. We had another question of how do I schedule a call with someone to help me set up a workflow? This is a great question. The help tab at the top of your ideal trait screen, you can always go here at any point in time, whether it's about workflows or you just have a general question within the account, you can easily request a support call or specifically assessment training. Once we request a support call, we have a ton of different options to make sure you're getting supported. You can easily request a phone call for our first available appointment. Or if you'd like to get on my specific calendar, I'd be more than happy to walk anyone through creating a workflow. You just select my calendar. We select a day and time that works best for you. And then you fill out your information and you'll immediately get over onto my calendar or whoever's you select. Great question. Can I integrate with Ring Central or do I have to purchase the in-house SMS system? We currently don't have any integrations to be able to link, like if you had like another phone or like an office phone, it's all directly through your ideal trait system. So that way, if you want to see any and all text messages, you can easily select that SMS option to be able to see all messages, or you can click a specific candidate name to easily message them as well, not including the automation portion of it. So if you wanted to schedule an interview or go over something specific, I will also say too, if this can be a little bit much for you, trying to automate things, I know is typically for agents that are just looking to simplify a process as well. And I will say our virtual hiring assistant will be a more hands-off approach as well. So if that is something that you guys would like to discuss, we're always here to go over and discuss how the virtual hiring system can also be way more hands-off. We create custom ads for you, take things like creating ads, reaching out to every single candidate, call, text, and email to make sure they're all getting engaged with, right? They're not falling off. Maybe they're not doing the assessment, but more engagement means more likely to increase some of those assessment results. So we can just put your hiring on steroids if that's something that you guys are looking for. Again, Marketplace is a great place to check out all of our add-on features. Awesome. Were there any other questions that we had?
I think that's everything.
Well, perfect. Awesome. Well, again, thank you guys so much for joining today. We really appreciate having everyone here. Again, we'll make sure that we send out that recording to everyone that joined us. And thank you for all the questions that got chatted in. And if you guys do ever need any support, like I mentioned, whether it's about workflows, general things within the system, our support team is here for you at any point in time. You can always select that help tab, schedule a time, or even start a chat with us. We got real people over here. You got to go through the bot system to let us know why you need help. But after that's completed, you got real people like myself answering your chat. So if you guys ever need anything, we're here to get you taken care of. But thank you so much for joining, and we hope that you have a lovely rest of your day. Jazz, thanks for joining as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Well, hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day and an even better week.